If I've learned anything in crypto over the years, is that just when people start giving up on a coin, that's when it does its best work. I want you guys to think about this. With as much air that Bitcoin sucked out of the room this week from the $1.5 billion Tesla Bitcoin purchase, and Ethereum doomsday preppers selling their ethers in fear of the CME futures launch, ETH still made a new all-time high last night of $1,831. 2K is around the corner. But that's not enough. We need 25 hundo by Valentine's Day so you nerds can get girlfriends. Find out that's going to happen today. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest cryptocurrency channel on all the interwebs. My name is Ben, and every day on this channel I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, smash the like button to let our YouTube overlords know that more people need to know about Ethereum. We just finished up our Bitcoin trading competition, and I got 10th out of 500 competitors. 9 of y'all pretty good. We'll be running an Ethereum trading competition on Bybit in March, so make sure to go ahead and sign up for Bybit by visiting bitboycrypto.com/deals and brush up on your skills before taking me on. We got a new promotion going on right now, so make sure to sign up. Now, in this video, we're going to be looking at why I still believe Ethereum will hit $2,500 by Valentine's Day. And yes, I know it's only a week. We'll be looking also at how it could get to $40,000 by the end of this year. Seriously. But let's get something straight right here off the rip. I want $2,500 by Valentine's Day. That's why I predicted it. And I do believe it's going to happen. However, let's be for real here. Whether or not it hits it on the day before or a few days later, the point is this is where the price is heading to in the short term. When I predicted back in December that Ethereum would hit a new all-time high on January 17th, it actually hit it about 36 hours after my prediction. The exact date's not really that important. The important part is that it does in fact head to those prices relatively close to predicted dates, and I'm very confident that we are heading to $2,500 very soon. Why do I believe that? Well, the better question would be, why do people not believe that? Think about this. 80% of all money that flowed into cryptocurrency last week flowed into Ethereum. Of course, much of that money was coming in on the new CME futures contracts. So these are a way for investors to hedge their physical Ethereum holdings, physical digital holdings anyways. These futures contracts are settled in US dollars. Many people have believed that these new ETH futures contracts would hold the price back, but I never believed that. It's all about timing. If this was taking place in September or October near the likely peak of this bull cycle, then I would definitely think it would signal the end of the bullishness. But where this falls in this cycle, it's more likely not to have the same effect as the CME Bitcoin futures launched in December of 2017, at the peak of the market. Of course, when that happens, it's a good idea to hedge to the downside. But no one thinks that this is the top of this market. People who know anyhow. So what kind of effect will this have on the market? A volatile one, so buckle in. The world of institutional investing is one most people never get to peek inside of. Now, imagine if you were a corporation or an investment fund wanting to buy 100,000 ETH. How would you do it? Well, you certainly couldn't do it by signing up for a Coinbase account. You basically have two options. You can invest through institutional investment channels and vehicles like futures contracts, or you could try the sometimes sketchy OTC markets. With these future contracts launching, now more money can come pouring into Ether, which could lead to a high level of volatility. And this is good for us in a bull market because while the lows and pullbacks may be sharp, the upside potential is what we need to get those Lambos. Greyscale backs this up. They've been making some incredible Bitcoin buys lately, but it's the Ethereum buys that are starting to get the attention. Recently, they bought 100,000 more ETH to add to their Greyscale Ethereum trust. They now have over 5 billion in Ethereum holdings for the trust. Pretty insane when you think about it. And you can see they were inactive buying during the time when they had suspended new investments into the trust. As soon as they turned them back on last week, the ETH buying resumed. I would say that when we see pullbacks in the future, it could be the big money attempting to get back in at lower prices, especially due to how much Greyscale holds. But Greyscale isn't the only entity buying Ethereum right now. When you look at the exchange reserves, you will see that as the price is going higher, the amount of ETH on exchanges is plummeting. The secret is out, and the price will likely be heading up to $2,000 sooner rather than later. The key level to watch now is $1,800. If the bulls are able to flip $1,800 into support after rejection this morning, then it could be all she wrote. The closer ETH gets to 2K, the more support will come in to push it over the top. And it isn't only the technicals giving us the 2K Hopium. All the talk of EIP 1559 that will alleviate gas fees can also help save the day and send us spiraling upwards. But more on that in a moment. Insight Chart on Twitter and TradingView has posted some very interesting charts over the last week. Of course, make sure to go give them a follow because I've gotten a lot of value on what they're posting. They're showing a $2,300 ETH very soon. And a chart that recently showed up on Twitter and tagged me showed a trailing stop parabolic curve, putting Ethereum at $3,200 on Valentine's Day. And what's better is that they're showing a $4,000 ETH by the end of the month. I do still believe we're going to get there by Valentine's Day, but definitely by the end of this month. Kind of what I'm seeing is me missing the prediction by 36 to 48 hours again, because the Lord has to keep me humble somehow. It's a difficult task. No one wants to do it. But where are we going in the longer term? Well, that's a very interesting conversation. 10K, 20K, and 40K are all definitely still in play for this cycle. Let's break down each of those numbers. A December 31st, 2021 call option is open, and people are taking it. Right now, there is $15.2 million in open interest for this call option. But there are also some higher call options all the way to 100 grand. And this is the reason we needed Wall Street to come into crypto. It's big money. But back to the EIP 1559 we mentioned earlier. This is the Ethereum proposal meant to reduce gas fees and control the supply better through burning. While this won't come into play until later this year, when it does hit and there's an ETH hard fork, some analysts believe Ethereum will balloon to 20K. Now the speculation is this could solve ETH's biggest clearing weakness, the exorbitant gas fees that make life miserable for smaller traders. Just this hope alone could set us up for big moves to the upside. And 20K is not the top evaluation of the year. Of course, I've been upfront where I believe Ethereum is heading to 27K. But looking at another chart, it seems like we could end up at 40K by the end of the year. That would be absolutely insane. But there will need to be some consolidation points along the way. So let me tell you what I see happening for this year. I see Ethereum somewhere between 3K and 4K by the end of this month. Then probably a retracement to 2,500 in March at some point. DeFi will start popping again, and ETH will shoot through the roof over 10K before another retracement in the summer. Then, after Bitcoin peaks in September, in October, Ethereum will skyrocket again, somewhere between 20K and 40K. Now, I can tell you this. Once Ethereum hits $20,000, it would make sense to start dollar cost averaging out of Ethereum and really the market as a whole. Ethereum's last parabolic move of this cycle will signal the end. Hopefully, there won't be as much volatility to the downside like cycles past. This could be due to the fact institutional money has what the kids are now calling diamond hands. They borrowed Moon from us, so I'm gonna borrow diamond hands from them. Fair trade? Yeah, I think so. But let me know exactly what you think is gonna happen with Ethereum. Am I gonna be proven right as Bitstradamus again? Or will we never see $2,500 in February? Make sure to drop those comments down below. Help us get the Ethereum message out to more people by smashing the like button on this video. And a special thank you to the Bit Squad for helping us to become the #1 channel in all of cryptocurrency. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.